Hello, I'm ELD, and this is Fast Effect, Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. We've been playing live over the internet throughout the entire shutdown, and we've got Blue-Black Ninjas for Kaida versus Eureka, a couple of very spicy legacy decks indeed. Changeling Outcast along with Ornithopter means that Kaida could start pulling ahead in card advantage on this next turn. However, Heather is playing a deck that can literally win on the first turn. A Ponder. She is digging for potentially combo pieces or counter backup. Those Ponders never dead. Can always be trying to turn into something better. A Ancient Tomb or City of Traders or a Lotus Petal could enable a show and tell on Heather's next turn, but Kaida is going to, if his deck supports this, start drawing cards now. Two creatures turning sideways, and we've got Ninjutsu. Drawing two cards, and this is looking incredibly strong for Kaida. I've actually lost to Ninja of the Deep Hours and Vintage before. I can tell you that drawing an extra card a turn against an opponent, when you have counter spells as well, does generally end up working out pretty well for the deck with just a raw card advantage. Legacy, for the most part, at this stage, I mean, there's not as much card advantage as we have seen at times. So, we have Snapcaster. That's nice. But you're basically getting a 2-1 body out of it. Dreadhorde Arcanist very much was a card draw engine, something that was generating just raw card advantage turn after turn. And these ninjas now seem to be another candidate for decks that actually have a true draw engine. Not just card selection, not just card quality, but actually bulk card advantage, which can be so important when you're trying to win counter battles using pitch counters. Another Alpha Art basic here. All basics so far from Kaida, fetched off of our newest fetch land, Prismatic Vista from Modern Horizons, and now Eureka. And this is a problem. So we got 3 card draws, and now Eureka. Kaida gonna brainstorm first before her trigger, trying to maximize damage. Heather's gonna force a will, and it's just going to be a force off the top anyways, and a brainstorm. So while that could have been lethal, he still gets a force of will and a brainstorm to his hand, and he is just absolutely rolling here. Ornithopter comes back down. What an MVP it's been this game, enabling these ninjas to get through while also leaving that Changeling Outcast on the board to get maximum efficiency and value from all of these ninja abilities. And Heather knows that he's got counter spells. Not even going for it. It is a lost cause. She's going to need to rally to win this game just to force a third. And I do love seeing that, just the craziness that is Legacy. Blue-Black Ninjas, a legitimate deck. This is not just a meme. We have reached the power level now. Modern Horizons, I've been saying it for a long time. There's so many cards in there that just take a while to absorb. There's also Retrofitter Foundry as a new printing, which can allow for some shenanigans with Ornithopter. Making bodies, having no shortage of ways of getting those ninjutsu cards onto the battlefield. But the task at hand for Kaida is to not die at the hands of Eureka. This is very often a deck that is leading the dance and you're just trying to keep up with it, as they can be throwing a lethal play out early and often. We've got a Daze stopping Euro. And Euro's, I'm not actually sure how good that'll end up being in Eureka. It feels like it's not going to be very good. It's an incredibly good card. It just doesn't quite feel like that's the type of thing that Eureka wants to be doing. There may be other blue-green combos that can appreciate him more. Allurin is certainly one of those decks. However, I don't know where to go with that build now that Oko is gone. He was such a key part to the Allurin decks. His departure from the format, definitely a big blow to the Allurin builds. Not to say that there couldn't be a viable build still out there. Euro very strong in that deck, not only allowing you to, of course, just ride out a Euro to victory, but being a combo piece as well. And Boseiju, a mirror breaker in Vintage at one point. Eureka entering the battlefield. And back to basics is going to be just too late. A little bit of daggers there. Your opponent has the Boseiju and you have a back to basics the following turn. Double Ornithopter, but this Boseiju will untap and do its job. The next instant or sorcery that she chooses to use this for will be uncounterable. Now that doesn't necessarily mean you're in the clear, which is worth noting. Just because you can resolve your show and tell doesn't mean you can resolve everything else that's necessary after it. But it is possible that show and tell will be sufficient, just putting in like an Emrakul. Brainstorm with a fetch for Kiter. These Ornithopters just looking for some ninjas to go with them. Boseiju, often misspelt in deck lists, I'm not going to lie. I think it's like Boseiju the Sheltering something. I mean, it might as well be just Boseiju the misspelt. And here we go. 4 mana, Cunning Wish, 1 floating, but this is going to be uncounterable. It's not generally where Eureka wants to be here, firing off end of turn Cunning Wishes, but this may give Heather the needed protection for the rest of the combo. Could find her, I mean, you really need a show and tell or Eureka, so it looks like it's going to be an intuition for show and tells on the next turn. She may not have enough time for this. Eureka can really close games out in surprising speed, especially with Brainstorm to stack the top of the library. One piece of this combo likely to be vulnerable, I suppose. The Boseiju being used now and then once more. I mean, Heather's being put to the test here. Does she go for it now? Can she possibly win any type of battle on the stack? And she's passing the turn, going to look for an end step intuition, and whether or not she has the life to spend with Boseiju will be the question. Everything turning sideways. Oops. There we go. Little pause there. And Kiter considering his options. Ornithopter, legacy playable card. 0 casting cost. Flying actually relevant. And we have another Ornithopter coming off the top, which is not really what you're looking for. But a back to basics. And Heather considering her options here. Going with a hard cast force. It will be uncounterable, paying 2 life. Another Ornithopter comes down, but what hope does Heather have here? She looks like she didn't have everything that was necessary. It's going to need to whiff with the extra damage and hope for no additional ninjas. Holding back 1. I didn't catch what that one was, but we've got a basic island being played. And it looks like a brainstorm. Perhaps an altered signed brainstorm. Looks that way. And Force of Will being revealed for the final trigger. Doing that final 5 damage. I mean, that's some reach and some card advantage. As Kiter takes this one down. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.